To go to war is an act of valor in itself. Some people sign up for personal reasons. Some people sign up because they want to fight for this country. No matter the reason, no one wants to die. But when death comes, we're not afraid. We do what we have to. We live, we fight, we die. We are soldiers. So it's late. I've been driving for like, I don't know, a good 12 hours or so to meet James Rednour, and along the way I stopped and seen Pedro Costello, and then on the way through I stopped and seen Brad Knight, and then made it to Rednour. So altogether it was from Joe Dan Worley's house all the way down to St. Petersburg to Tito, over to Orlando to see Brad, and then up to Vero Beach to see Rednour. And you ask yourself, you say, why the hell are you doing some dumb shit like that? Well, bottom line is, I think it's pretty cool, dude, and that's what Real Heroes all about, man, is we're a group of soldiers that got each other's back. It's kind of like in this interview you're about to see, he's in a motorcycle club, they got each other's back like no other. I tell you, right when I saw him for the first time, obviously I was surprised. He did look like the dude off of Sons of Anarchy, right? So that's why I said that. And it is kind of funny. But nevertheless, you know, it's been a long time. It's been 14 years since I'd seen him. So everything was different, you know, and ultimately it made it better for me, you know, the experience. Cool, man. All right. Dang, bro, my bad, dude. Took 14 years.
Oh, shit, man.
What's up, dude?
Good, man. How you doing? How you doing there?
Cool, man.
Leonard, that's Tank.
What's up? Tank?
Leonard.
Not much, man. How you doing, bro? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Welcome back here.
Yeah, imagine that, dude. I didn't even look, dude. I just pulled in. I think I backed in this driveway. Yeah.
You backed right in here. I seen you leave.
Yeah, it's perfect.
More like...
I'll tell you, when I met the biker club, when I met the motorcycle club, all the guys in it, they were all good, all genuinely cool, man. They all had respect for me. Obviously, I was a veteran, so they thought it was pretty cool what I was doing, you know, for Red. And they gave me a warm welcome. They also gave me heartburn because we ate some good grub and threw down on some spaghetti and salad. It was pretty good deal. And then they wrapped up their week together as a brotherhood. And then they moved on. But each one, what I noticed is that they hold each other up, and it's very important that you guys understand that that's what we do here, man. So I was really glad to meet them, and glad to be a part of it for that afternoon. So naturally, you know.
Yeah, man.
You like it?
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
That's going up in my man cave.
Right on. I got to tell you, when I saw him on his bike, I was like, man, how does this dude do this, man? You know, his left eye doesn't work, man. He can't really look that way or whatever, you know, to see as far as the peripheral the eyes go. So I was like, how does he do it? And then I actually saw his buddy riding with him, Tank, and I was like, oh, man, that's how he do it. He rides on a certain side of him. So that was pretty cool, you know, and I just mad respect, man. This dude's doing really good, and it's good to get it all out here. What's going on with you? How are you? How you feeling? How you living? Obviously, you got this nice house. You're clearly in a motorcycle club. You got an extremely awesome bike. You got your cut on right there. Tell me what's going on, man. Tell me what you got going on.
Well, again, we should probably start with
my story on how the fuck I ended up here.
Yeah.
So, on December 7th of 03, those who were there over there with me, y'all already know, but everyone else you're going to show it to, they don't know, so we'll tell the story. Now, you've told me about that day because I don't remember.
Yeah, I told you the story to the T.
Yeah, but again, I don't. This is where the short-term memory shit comes in. So, got hit with an IED. Took shrapnel to the back of the head. That's where I got hit. I got scars going from here all the way back from the surgery. Surgeries. Plural. The shrapnel hit my K-pot. Thankfully, I was wearing my K-pot wrong. I had it cocked back because at the time I was a saw gunner.
Yeah.
And you can't see over the fucking site. I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but the
145.
yeah, you can't fucking see over that shit if you got your K-pot.
Yeah, of
on,
course.
Right? So you got it, had it cocked back,
Yeah.
and that advice was given to me by Roberts.
David Roberts.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey.
Yeah, I actually took that advice. So that's why it hit my K-pot and didn't go up underneath the back, because you know how the back kind of.
Yeah.
One of those that would have went right up underneath it.
Yeah.
And I would have not been here. But anyway, it hit my K-pot, and I actually just found out not that long ago that it did not go through the K-pot like I had originally thought.
Yeah.
They buckled the K-pot.
Yeah, like a Coke can.
Yep.
Yeah. I put it on my head whenever I got back. I couldn't put it on my head.
Not without a hole in the back of your head. Huh?
Yeah, no, you had to have that essential hole.
Yep. So it went into my skull and missed my brain by a millimeter. They told me I flatlined for 10 minutes. That I was gone. They didn't even start working on me. I was gone. And
You actually heard that.
yeah. And then
You come back alive like the Undertaker.
Then I sat up and scared the shit out of everybody. Just recently found out that when I sat up, I scared the shit out of Sergeant Gilmer, and he jumped back. And I consider that an achievement, scaring Sergeant Gilmer.
Yeah, he was a bad man.
Because that motherfucker
He was a bad man.
one badass motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
So then they started working on me, stabilized me to medevac. They did the initial brain surgery in a field hospital in Baghdad, Dr. Rocco Armanda. And the thing with the impact, they told me it was the equivalent of being hit in the back of the head with a metal baseball bat at 200 miles an hour. And not only, obviously, you know, if you have any common sense, you know the brain's going to bounce around. But that wasn't the worst part. Was your brain's in layers, and there's connections between the layers of the brain.
Yeah.
So when it hit, it also twisted on the brainstem, and some layers in their connections sheared.
Yeah.
So sometimes my brain, this affects my short-term memory. Sometimes it finds a path to get into my memory, and I actually remember it. Other times it does not, and I don't remember. I've had conversations with my wife and even my parents and shit where we'll have a conversation, and then the next day or whatever, you remember we talked about? No. And I won't even remember having a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll remember that I had a conversation, but I won't remember what it was about or what the fuck was said. And that's very, very frustrating. I also lost my left peripheral vision. I can't see my hand right now.
It's bad, man.
A quarter of my skull, all of this over here, is titanium, which I thought was going to be a lot of fun going through airport security. I really was looking forward to fucking with the airport security, but titanium's not magnetic, so it doesn't go off. I was really bummed about that. I really don't want to fuck with people. You can tell that when my hair's short and shit. You can tell by feeling it too that this side is harder. I always had a hard head, but now.
Let me feel it.
And then feel that side.
Damn.
Fucking waiting for the opportunity to headbutt somebody with it.
No, I don't think you need to do that. Don't do that.
My wife one time playing around like smacked me in the head. She smacked that side and was like, "Ow!" I'm like, "Titanium."
Same shit's on the spacecraft. So tell me a little bit more.
So
I want to ask you some questions also.
right, I'll finish this up. So while I was in a coma for a week, and I started coming out of that, but they had to transport me to Germany, then from Germany to DC. So they put me in a medicated coma for another week. While I was in the coma, I had a pulmonary embolism and flatlined again and came back. And I have a greenfield filter in my artery in my leg and have to take aspirin to keep my blood thin so that doesn't clog, because it's pulmonary embolism is like a blood clot.
Yeah.
I
don't fucking know what
I think it's in the lungs. So I think
I
don't remember exactly. I mean, I knew at one point, but I can't remember where the blood clot was. So my wife would know. I'd ask her, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's here," because that's her. She just knows shit. So then they put me in a medicated coma to transport me to DC. And my mom tried to warn them that I come out of anesthesia violent, because when I was little, I got a back of an earring in my ear, and while they were trying to get it, they ended up puncturing my eardrum. And I've heard this story many times. So they punctured my eardrum, blood squirted out. I screamed. My mom punched the doctor. Then they brought in a specialist, put me under, got it up, sewed my eardrum up. And, okay, that's all fine. But when I came out of that anesthesia, I punched a doctor and kicked a nurse. So she tried to warn them that I come out of anesthesia violent. They did not listen. So when I came out of the coma, I ripped all of my IVs out, was trying to pull the drainage tubes out of my head and the respirator out of my mouth and get up. Couldn't walk yet, but I was going to fucking get the hell up.
Yeah.
I kind of vaguely I knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be. Because, the last thing I remember, I was with my guys
in the Humvee
in Iraq, and I knew I was not there anymore. And that's not where I was supposed to fucking be. So, this will tell you how hard I was fighting. It took 4 orderlies, the no-neck motherfuckers that, to hold me down, one on each limb, and I was still fighting. And a chaplain to come in and talk to me before I calmed down. Then one of the first things I remember them telling me, because I don't know if I said this, I said I lost my left peripheral vision. One of the first things I remember them telling me was I wasn't going to
walk for
I
a
would
year.
not walk for at least a year, and at the end of which, and I would be in Walter Reed for a year, and at the end of which I'd be walking with a cane for the rest of my life.
Yeah. You have a cane right now?
Nope. And I would not drive again unless I had all kinds of special mirrors and shit in the car.
How many you got on there?
2 on the bike.
So there's only 2 mirrors, so they were wrong about that one?
And I looked at him and said, watch me. I'd never ride a motorcycle again. I'd never do all kinds of shit I'd never do again. And I said, watch me. And that'd be a Walter Reed for a year. Yeah. Within a week of coming out of the coma, I was taking my first steps. Assisted, but still first steps. Wasn't much and doesn't sound like much. 10 steps up, out, 10 steps back, and then collapsing into a pool of sweat and sleeping for 3 hours. But the fact that I was able to do that within a week is medically, they don't get it. I was out of Walter Reed in a month and a half, not a year. Then I was sent to James A. Haley in Tampa for physical rehab. They said I'd be there for at least 6 months. I was there for a month and a half, and I was out of the fucking hospital. They cannot medically explain, none of the doctors could medically explain, one, how the fuck I survived, and 2, how the fuck I recovered as quickly and as well as I did.
I gotta ask you again right there too. What's your thoughts on that? Like, some people are dead set on everything happens for a reason, kind of
Yeah, I say this: science goes so far, and then comes God.
Yeah, I heard you say that earlier, and that was pretty. That was pretty intense too.
And
so
you
lean in on that.
Shit you can't fucking explain. That's like, they had a nickname for me in the hospital, and I seem to collect nicknames like a motherfucker because I found in the Army I had a few I didn't even fucking know about. Fucking Rednour.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that. I had
What was the end result for you? What was your ultimate injury? It was brain trauma.
Traumatic brain injury.
Which obviously we can't see unless you move your hair, like you just showed us.
And that's just the scar, but you actually can't see the damage to the brain because the brain was damaged.
So that shit's real. Where some people would actually look at you as somebody who looks fully functionally able, rides a motorcycle,
and parks in a handicap spot because I have a disabled vet.
Yeah, of course. And they would think that you're just faking the funk, and then they don't understand what brain trauma is.
No, my injuries are not visible. They call them they're invisible.
Well, since I know you actually have brain trauma, I know that. I want to ask you a couple questions, like outside of the box, kind of, rather than inside of the box, I guess. But like general questions, like after your injury, after you're home, after you're settled in. I understand there's a process and a transition in between, but when all the tornadoes stop spinning and you're actually at this house that you got right here, or wherever you end up, and you start thinking to yourself.
Tornado never really stops spinning, man. It just slows down a little bit.
I like that, and I can respect that. I like that. When I say I like that, I mean I like how you said that. I think personally that everybody's different, no doubt. Brain trauma is a real thing. That's like it is one of those injuries that you can't see, but it really affects people, right? So depression comes with that, right?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm assuming you go through the same stuff everybody else goes through. That's
They diagnosed me with severe PTSD
Yeah.
because when I was going through the cognitive tests for shit that they test for brain injuries and whatnot.
You like the vape?
Well, less chance of getting cancer with this. So, then I had to quit smoking for 6 years, and then I just, started getting really stressed out recently. So I'm like, but I don't want to smoke again because one, it tastes like shit, and two, I don't feel real good smoking, and I didn't do it, and but I needed something, and I didn't want to drink real heavy again. So
yeah, I noticed you actually haven't had that many drinks. This is only your second one here, so
yeah, I don't drink heavy.
So you're not like self-medicating with freaking heavy doses of different things.
I don't self-medicate. I actually,
I feel like you do, and I'm going to tell you how I feel like you do, and that's actually in a respectable form. And I love it. And I met it, and I saw it today. I had the wrong idea about it. That's what I was telling you before, kind of. I didn't really understand it, why or how you'd end up in a motorcycle club, but then meeting those dudes, and then obviously they're all veterans. Everybody's kind of... What was awesome is that we were standing around and we were saying fuck, and it was literally like no big deal because everybody was saying it. And you'll never take that away. I don't care. Even if a man gets out of that element and they don't cuss, when they get in that element, they're going to cuss. It's so funny, dude. But those guys, man, let me tell you one thing before I that I saw, that I observed, and how I feel like you're still here, because obviously your wife, well, I'm going to ask you about her in just 1 second. But these guys, man, you guys are holding each other together like glue. Like glue.
Well,
and I love it.
And then and I'll get back to what I was saying. But I'm gonna touch on this because this is a subject to touch on it with. When you're in the military.
Yeah.
When you I'll just say military because not everybody's in the army, although they should be. When you're in the military, and you go through the training, you become someone else. You become something else. You become something better. You become a soldier. And with that, your unit, that's your family. Mm-hmm. When you're in country, when you're overseas and you're in country, that's all we got.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have a theory is when the guys get fucked up and you have to get out, it's not so much the injury or getting fucked up, because you can fucking push through that. I mean, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Push through enough in the fucking military. I mean, suck it up and drive on, huh? The problem comes, and the issues really start. I mean, obviously, you go over there, you do your job, and it affects you. You get, PTSD and all that shit. But when you're in and you're with your guys, you're with your unit, you're stronger. The problem comes when you have to come home and take the uniform off. Because that uniform, I mean, let's face it, when you're in uniform, everything you've done and everything you've gone through is right there for everyone to fucking see. Your resume is on your chest.
No, it's not, of course.
And now, in the civilian world, that ain't the case. So you don't know fucking about anything, what anyone's doing or done. I'm rambling a little bit. But
That's fine. Well,
I want to get back to what I was saying.
Yeah. Well,
But so the uniform, when the uniform comes off, now you've just lost your identity. Now you got to fucking find yourself all over again. Well, here's the thing. When you're with your unit, those are your brothers, those are your family. And when you lose that, you're always looking for it. The only place that I found that was my club.
yeah. What is your club?
U.S. Military Vets Motorcycle Club.
Let's see the back of your cut right here. Okay. You know who you kind of look like? The dude off of the, you look like the fucking dude off the damn one show, dude. What the fuck is his name? Sons of Anarchy.
I got another one for you.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That's good. I just noticed that, dude. I just now hit me, bro.
So
You do get to wear your CIB. You do get to wear your air assault wings, your Purple Heart.
Yep.
These are things that I feel like are important. You know what? I used to make fun of people for stickers on their car. And now I got my CIB on my car. I got my airborne wings and my Iraq tag.
But see, like I said, when the uniform comes off is when the problem comes.
Yeah.
Now, this is my uniform.
Yeah.
I have another uniform, and my club's like my unit again.
Yeah.
And no, it's not the same as the hooligans.
No, I saw it today, dude. You don't even have to explain it. That part, I saw it today. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, explain it. Explain it. But, you know, I saw it.
It's, I mean, think about it. Our platoon, go to Nashville and get fucking trashed, right? And you get stranded in Nashville. You call up anyone. 3 a.m, we got to get the fucking we got fucking formation in a few hours. You call up anyone, hey, I need a fucking guy. They're going to come and get your ass. You might get your fucking ass kicked later, but, they're going to come get you. Because that's what we do. Well, pause it.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I have that. Like, these guys, I can call them at any point in time. And they're there. It doesn't matter what time or what's going on.
Yeah, you got that back.
Yep.
You got that back. I dig it, man. Some people don't have a support chain. That's why I was talking to your buddy, what is his name? You called him Bottom Feeder. What was the guy standing next to him? The past president.
Rocky.
Rocky. Yeah, he kind of stated that same thing. All you guys being veterans is fucking cool to me. And that's kind of like what I wish we could fucking do, like with all of our guys kind of thing. So, I mean, like I said, I kind of was like leery at first, like iffy at first, like what the fuck's this dude doing? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was like, what the fuck's he doing?
Oh.
Seeing it today, watching it all unfold, like no, like I get it, and I'm glad that I came down here. I wish I would have recorded it more.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people, all they know about MCs is what they see on the fucking TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think I can concur that the motorcycle club that you're in is extremely helpful to all you guys that are in it. It's fucking awesome. I would tell everybody to go ahead and start one up for their closest friends or something. That's fucking cool.
Well, starting one is a tricky thing, but
yeah, whole different story.
I
guess next I want to move on to is how like the family life is. I want to stop this and move it over because we only got a minute left on this one.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So during the cognitive fucking tests, they ended up diagnosing me with severe PTSD because the doctor or whoever the fuck it was administering the test. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it pissed me off. Couldn't really walk yet, but I was going over the fucking desk.
Yeah. You were telling me that.
So Yeah, they said, okay, so, yeah.
PTSD is definitely a real thing, man. Some people don't think it is, and some people
No.
do, and some people handle it different. And I'm on a mission to find out. I don't want to go to school for it. I don't want to talk to a doctor who thinks they know. I'm going to find out.
Yeah, it's real.
Well, let's move this over to the cloud here, and then yeah. When his dad came in, his dad got real, man. His dad got real quick. He freaking laid it down, man. He was definitely real with us, so it was good to get his views as well.
So it's not just family. It's about the individual and their heart and their soul and who they are. Do you want it or do you want to give up? Because why else do you kill yourself? You feel that you're so desperate. There's nothing else and there's nothing to live for besides this is your exit out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not going to help them build and believe back into themselves of who they are as an individual, and there's nobody there to do it to help them do it, how do they do it by themselves? And, you know, there's
How has it been for you guys?
Oh, we have a great relationship. You know, we support each other. And I'm there for him whenever he needs it. You know, I've always been, and when he was going through this, my wife and I, we even said this in Walter Reed, because we were meeting him and young people in the same situation.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were there. Other young men were from broken families. There was nobody to support them. So my wife and I always wondered, well, who was going to be their person to stand up for them? You know, like when there's things that happened in the Army that we wouldn't agree with, and we fought it. Who's going to be their hero to stand for them?
Yeah.
If they didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
And so, you know, where do you go? So that always bothered us.
All my injuries, and they tried to give me 70%.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's craziness.
They didn't even have everything on the damn report or whatever the fuck it was.
So we appealed it.
Yeah.
You know,
Couple
we fought
times.
it. A couple times. We fought it. But you know, who was going to be their guardian, their hero for them that have nobody to do that for? Who's going to stand up and do that for these young men?
Yeah.
I mean, they're young. You're young. I was young. I mean, if I had an adult telling me, "Hey, I'm going to take care of you the rest of your life because this happened to you," oh, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you don't,
Yeah.
they don't have enough life experience to argue certain points in life.
Here's the other.
It was good that I only had this cell phone camera because of the simple fact, the simplicity of it. It was real. It was raw. It was what I was looking for. I know it was kind of different than the first one that we did, but this is real stuff, man. I'm just glad to be a part of it. That was an awesome interruption, actually. Your parents, your dad, I love that guy. That was cool as crap.
Oh, he's awesome.
Moving forward from here, what's your approach? Like at this day, you've graduated each day to another level in your brain of how you're going to deal with it. So moving forward, what's your general approach? You're going to keep riding with your motorcycle club. You're going to keep working on every other Tuesday and Wednesday or whatever that is. And what else are you going to be doing, man? Are you trying to patch up things at the house kind of thing? Are you going to be doing yard work?
Yeah, I'm not much of a fix-it guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, infantry, we break shit. We
Yeah, I can agree. Well, you know I love you, buddy.
No,
I'm like genuine love, like no homo be. But I would give you the shirt on my
Don't
back.
ask, don't tell is out the window now.
Yeah, it's gone. So we're all good. No. So friends are an important thing to have.
You gotta have support.
You can agree just by reading those.
The worst time was when I was in Orlando
Yeah.
for that year. That was the worst time
Yeah.
because I was in Orlando. I didn't have anybody's contact information. None of you guys. I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody.
Yeah.
And not for my lack of trying, but, you know, some people, you know, I didn't get calls back, didn't answer texts. I didn't, you know, the guys that...
You start feeling like you're on a fucking sailboat with no sail up, right?
And then the support that I had down here,
Mm-hmm.
they're all the way here in Vero Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an hour and 45 minutes away
Yeah.
in Orlando by myself
Mm-hmm.
in a one-bedroom apartment. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not a good combination for me. I was self-medicating. Drank about I do the math, but a half bottle Captain Morgan tattoo every night. I essentially drank myself into a coma every night just to get some fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that wasn't good at all.
When'd you quit drinking? That heavy?
When I met Bernadette.
Cool, man. Like, you literally had 2 beers over a 5-hour time span that I've been with you. That's pretty good. Considering that it is the weekend and you're allowed to fucking have 2 beers, you know what I mean? I think you're doing fucking great, man. I think you're doing really fucking great. I think that keep leaning on all these people that you're leaning on, and then the mature that you're going to get throughout this. Like, even when your kids grow up a little bit more and more, they're going to put you through tests and things like that. You know what I mean? What's something that you want to kind of leave with, that you want people to know, veterans, anybody? And now, what I mean by that is, I know that's a big question, but what's something that you want people to know, like, I guess, about you that goes hand in hand with this? Like, guys, I am fucked up, but I'm okay. Guys, I'm not fucked up. I'm okay. Guys, I'm fucked up and I'm not okay. What are you going for?
We're all fucked up, but keep driving. Suck it up. Drive on. Fucking keep pushing.
I love it.
Never give up.
So we would conclude from this that you're not in the state of mind that you're going to give up, right? And you've been through some fucking rough shit. Bro, I love you, man. And I know that I can lean on you if I need to. I've learned a fucking lot from you here today just by talking to you for an hour on this little bullshit. Actually, an hour and a half because we fucked up.
Right.
But, or I fucked up. Your knowledge that you have just by going through the motions, like a school teacher is smart when they go to school and they learn a lot. Somebody who runs a lot, they know about running. Somebody who plays sports, so on and so on. You've been to war. You've been injured in war, and you're living with PTSD. So I would say you're the equivalent to a pro athlete at what you're doing.
I wouldn't say pro.
I'm just saying at what you're doing is what I'm saying. You're operating on a high level, even though it may not even seem. Because for me, what I see, my opinion of you is that you did get a bad injury and it really did mess you up. Man, you're doing outstanding considering, bro. And you look like the fucking dude off Sons of Anarchy. I mean, you got that shit going for you. I'll play. You know I love you though, right, bro? And I'm glad you did this interview, man. And you don't mind if I put it up? Obviously, I'll edit out the one part. Anybody you want to shout out to? Wife, dad, mom, brother, sister?
Y'all know who you are. Love you.
Cool, man. I appreciate it, brother. That's a long list, yeah. Real hero. #RealHero. Get it.